Coming up on 5 Minute News. Amy Coney Barrett confirmed to Supreme Court in major victory for US conservatives. Coronavirus deaths are rising again in the US. And 70,000 in Southern California evacuate after blaze grows. It's Tuesday, October 27. I'm Anthony Davis. The US Senate has confirmed Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court, delivering Donald Trump a huge but partisan victory just 8 days before the election and locking in right-wing domination of the nation's highest court for years to come. Though the vote was a formality with senators divided almost entirely along party lines, it still marked a seismic moment for Trump, for the Supreme Court, and for American democracy. For the president, it meant his legacy on judicial appointees is secure, whatever the outcome of next week's election. Trump will have placed 3 conservative justices on the court, albeit in highly contentious circumstances. For the Supreme Court, it sealed an unassailable 6-3 balance between conservatives and liberal justices. The oldest of those conservatives, Clarence Thomas, is 72 and still has potentially many more years to serve within his lifetime appointment. For US democracy, the confirmation gives the conservative justices the upper hand on such hot-button issues as abortion, same-sex marriage, and the climate crisis, areas where public opinion is firmly in favor of progressive change. The confirmation will leave a residue of bitter partisan rancor, given the Republican rush to push Barrett through days before the election, the closest confirmation to a presidential election in US history, having refused 4 years ago to countenance Barack Obama's pick for the Supreme Court on grounds that the people should decide. Deaths per day from the coronavirus in the United States are on the rise again, just as health experts had feared, and cases are climbing in practically every state, despite assurances from Donald Trump over the weekend that we're rounding the turn, we're doing great. With Election Day just over a week away, average daily deaths across the country are up 10% over the past 2 weeks, from 721 to nearly 794 as of Sunday. Newly confirmed infections per day are rising in 47 states and deaths are up in 34. Health experts had warned that it was only a matter of time before deaths turned upward, given the record-breaking surge in cases engulfing the country. Michael Osterholm, a University of Minnesota expert on infectious diseases who warned over the summer of a fall surge, said what's happening now is a confluence of 3 factors: pandemic fatigue among people who are weary of hunkering down and venturing out more, pandemic anger among those who don't believe the scourge is a real threat, and cold weather, which is forcing more Americans indoors, where the virus can spread more easily. The virus is blamed for more than 8.6 million confirmed infections and over 225,000 deaths in the US, the highest such totals in the world. On Monday, the White House Coronavirus Response Coordinator spent the day looking around North Dakota's capital city and proclaimed the COVID-19 protocols to be the worst she's seen in her travels around the country. Dr. Deborah Birx, whose tour has taken her to nearly 40 states, said she found the absence of face coverings and the lack of social distancing in Bismarck deeply unfortunate and a danger. A day after White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows said we're not going to control the pandemic, a top Trump administration health official has said that Americans have already proven that they can do that through basic safeguards shown to work. I think we can control the pandemic, Assistant Secretary for Health Brett Giroir said on a call with reporters. Giroir's comments highlight the open differences between government health officials and some in the top circle of White House advisors to Donald Trump. The University of Minnesota's Osterholm has been predicting the darkest days will be in the weeks or months ahead. He said he expects increased competition for drugs and shortages of hospital specialists, N95 masks, and other protective gear. A fast-moving wildfire forced evacuation orders for 70,000 people and seriously injured 2 firefighters in Southern California on Monday as powerful winds across the state prompted power to be cut to hundreds of thousands to prevent utility equipment from sparking new blazes. The smoky fire exploded in size to over 6 square miles within a few hours of breaking out around dawn in Orange County, south of Los Angeles. Strong gusts pushed flames along brushy ridges in Silverado Canyon and near houses in the sprawling city of Irvine, home to about 280,000 residents. There was no containment. Water-dropping helicopters were briefly grounded because the strong winds made it unsafe to fly. Officials didn't immediately know the cause of the fire, one of several that broke out across the region, including another one in Orange County that prompted evacuation orders near the city of Yorba Linda. About 355,000 power customers, estimated at about 1 million people, were in the dark in the northern part of the state as officials issued warnings for what could be the strongest winds in California this year. The shutoffs probably did prevent dangerous fires last night. It's almost impossible to imagine that winds of this magnitude would not have sparked major conflagrations in years past, said Daniel Swain, a climate scientist with UCLA and the National Center for Atmospheric Research. Scientists have said climate change has made California much drier, meaning trees and other plants are more flammable. October and November are traditionally the worst months for fires, but already this year 8,600 wildfires in the state have scorched a record 6,400 square miles and destroyed about 9,200 homes, businesses and other buildings. There have been 31 deaths. You can subscribe to 5-Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5-Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Please subscribe, rate and review us at 5minute.news. 5-Minute News is an independent production covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering unbiased, verified and truthful world news daily.